Good morning. It's Fish the Beach Bum Investor. It's been people beeping away already. Give me a second. I'll post up in Discord so I can shut it down. Copy. Oh no. Stop. Pause. Yes. Just in time to stop the echo. Live now. Convo is going strong in the Discord group because the economy is going quite nuts. My account just keeps hitting all-time highs day after day. It's pretty cool. Happy about that. Yeah, so we've got a few in the chat already. Let me get back to the Google, which takes me a while. Crypto chat. Okay, here we go. Hey guys, Ryan Sellers, Aki5. I was last show. Yeah, Aki5 said I was last in the last show and now I'm first. Good to see you, man. Oh, well, yeah, second. Joe beat you. G'day, Joe. Good to see you guys. Let's have a look at the economy. It's been stupidly strong. Stupidly strong. We'll start by doing that and we'll have a talk. Oh, XRP. There's been a few things taking off. TNC, welcome. BB Junkie. All right, guys, let's have a look at the chat. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's have a look at the market together because I haven't even refreshed it. Been out surfing this morning. Got some footage coming out from that later on. It's a really, really nice day. Guys in the Discord group will see the footage, but it's not been released publicly yet. Okay, just going to share with you. And let's go over to CoinMarketCap and have a look. We'll use it on Discord because otherwise it beeps away. Let's do an update and see where we're sitting. $519 billion. Trade volumes are up $38 billion over 24 hours. BTC dominance is continuing to slide. However, BTC itself has been quite strong, which shows more money has flowed into the other sectors, and we're going to take a look at that. So let's have a quick look now. And I'd like to get you all so we can get an indication of the last hour as well. And let's take note of where the market cap's sitting and see if we have the fish effect, otherwise known as Asia waking up, which often does cause money to come in. So you can see the last hour is quite red. Let's see how we go at the end of the hour's conversation. All right, Bitcoin, 17,000. Yep, nice to see. It was just under that a little while ago when I was setting up for the show. I'm just going to turn off Discord, sorry, on my other computer because it's beeping away. Everyone having side chats. Okay, yeah, so Bitcoin's done well. 2.82% just in the last hour alone to bring it to just under 4% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum's retraced. It can be expected on top of that significant growth, but a lot of people are starting to get super bullish on Ethereum. Now, Bitcoin Cash had a massive run up to $2,000. It started to come back now, but at 1850, it's at 1852. Make your own decisions on that one. I'm just not investing on a philosophical basis. Ripple's been ridiculous. Have a look at this. Growth on growth on growth. 214% in the last 7 days. Now, these banks that have been announced, I mean, they've been confirmed as being working with, but I don't know that they were actually new banks as such. I have to look further into that. So, but Ripple, I thought Ripple was potentially hit pretty heavily when banks started coming out and saying they're going to make their own blockchains, like Jcoin in Japan and like Jamie Dimon, who came up and bought up half the blockchain world after saying Bitcoin was crap. So you can expect those big bank blockchains to be releasing in the coming years. But in the meantime, Ripple's acting as a good payment medium or a transaction medium between the banks. So I think they've still got a good future. Really, really skyrocket up to almost a $30 billion market cap. Goodness gracious, it's really taken some gains. Litecoin's taken those retracements along with Ethereum. So you're seeing people shift out of, went from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Litecoin, and now it's shifting into the other alts. So that's what we've kind of seen. Litecoin down 8.8% in the last 24 hours. IOTA again retracing. So I'm just continuing to stock up as it goes down. Now I bought some a little high. Now that's the thing. I bought it really, really low to start with in terms of where it's at now. So I bought it at, I think it was around 80 cents and $1. I'd have to check that. But then I took up my dollar cost average big time by buying it around $4, thinking that would act as support. So now I'm looking to I'll see what happens with that because my dollar cost average is below this at the moment. So to buy in more is increasing my dollar cost average. But I do like it as a hedge against Bitcoin. I've said that for a long time. And if the whole, if it can achieve even that half that sort of market cap, you've got 14x growth to go. So I'm happy to have a run at IOTA. Having a look for any other significant movers. This is quite a red last hour, but it was pumping. My accounts were going stupid. Cardano, look at this, still going, 21 cents. NEM, another 8%, up 139% in the last 7 days. Just crazy. It's very, very, hey, Populous is one I haven't spoken about, but wow, could you have got this down around $7 not that long ago? I think it was. Now it's up another 130%. Servicing the financial sector. I didn't really look too much into it. QTUM's been good. It's been solid, another 12%. Lots of growth. LISC continuing on, 12%. Good to see. Steam cracked the $2 mark at one stage. I saw that. It's still up 6% in the last 24 hours, but just retracing now with the rest of the market having a bit of maybe a sleepy wake up in Asia or waking up to big profit and deciding to take that profit. We'll see what happens over the next hour. Salt's been strong, up to $9. Good to see for the surfer who got into salt. Not only the crypto, but got into the salt this morning, having a great surf with fellow PIVX surfer Tania O'Meara. It was a lot of fun. Spoiler alert, she absolutely destroyed me on my home break. She surfs so good. Okay, moving on. Vertcoins continue to retrace after the halvening. That's interesting. But I saw they're running a big push to actually get listed onto Coinbase. Now you could imagine what that might do for Vertcoin if it was able to achieve that. Now that's just it's just basically putting public pressure on by getting a petition signed. But they're going for it. They're trying as hard as they can. So good luck to Vertcoin with that. I'm holding some, so hopefully you do get listed onto the Coinbase exchange. Hey, PIVX has been strong, up another 5.5%, but we actually touched $6 early this morning. So that was amazing. Really, really good growth. We've had pretty strong retracements in the last little hour, but goodness gracious me. Over the last little bit, how strong has this been? We were calling it, I think it was 280 where it dipped out, and we said, nah, way too cheap. And I, at that stage, said, you can buy it up all the way under $4. You should be fine. And I'm going to stop doing that because I'll get in trouble for making financial predictions on my own currency, the currency that I'm associated with. But turns out, really, really good gains. Binance Coin's been doing really, really well. The Binance pairing itself is getting opened up to more options. And there's the trade fee if you're trading with Binance Coin is 0. So you don't pay a trade fee. So I've been doing a bit of Binance pairing trading just to reduce those trade fees. It's 0. Awesome. So yeah, they're making pretty good moves, Binance Coin. Well, Binance, the exchange themselves. That speed seems to have fixed up. I believe Bittrex actually are not accepting new customers at the moment simply because they need to scale. Binance seem to have already done that because I was having some issues with speed. And now it seems to have picked up. I'm fine using the exchange. Okay, Verge. Can we talk about Verge for a second? Ethercept, if you're doing backflips as this pushes towards the 2 cent mark, up another 30% in the last 24 hours, doubling your money, well over doubling your money in the last 7 days. Just incredible. Incredible for the anonymous currency, Anonymous currencies have done well. If you take a look at this, at this week, you got Monero, you've got PIVX obviously up. You've got Verge. I think Zcoin's made a really good run. Yeah, here it is, up 44%. So I think anonymous currencies might have even started a little early. I thought it would be a trend in 2018, but it seems to have started even on the back of 2017. Hey, Walton Coin's done well. I picked some of that up at $7. Remember? I said, okay, that's my figure. I'm going to start buying. And I didn't pick up a huge bag, but enough to make me very, very happy about another 11.27% in the last 24 hours. So I've now popped over $8 from a $7 buy point only a few days ago, which is excellent. Hey, Eternity's doing quite well. This was my first or second or third, I can't remember. It was very, very early ICO for me, so I still hold my ICO bag on that one. All right, I'm going to come back to the chat and see what everyone wants to have a chat about. But one thing I want to announce that we're all very happy about, and there's my ugly mug. One thing I want to announce that I'm really, really happy about is an ICO that the Crypto Wave investment crew did pull the trigger on, has a sold out. Gladius, $12.5 million raised at ICO level. Really, really looking forward to that hitting market after the success of Substratum, another coin that we didn't even check on, but that mooned as well. So yeah, it's been really good. I think Gladius has got a huge potential. Every time my site gets redirected now, I'm seeing that Cloudflare thing and I'm going, goodness gracious, if that gets replaced with Gladius, I think we're going to be in for good times. So, thanks, Z. Z said I look so young. Yeah, I agree. Just see who else is in the house. Mark G. Saw all the other guys. Kev, how are you, man? Good to see you all. Spygo, g'day, mate. I just can't see the chat when I'm going through the when I'm going through the market like that with you. So PIVX is better than Dash, says Kev. Yeah, I like that call, Kev. I think it's better value. I think it's going for a fairer distribution of wealth. I think Dash has a lot of promise as well. Obviously, I've never Dash bashed. I think there's room for it in the crypto economy, and I believe the market has more than said that they agree with me. But PIVX has certainly had some good times as well. Excellent to see. For the smaller players who can, maybe afford $50 or $20 or $100 a week or whatever. And there's a little, like I've been putting $50 a month from Tanya's allowance into PIVX, okay? 50 Australian dollars. Now that's about 35 or 40 US dollars. I'd been putting that much into a month, just keeping it in PIVX. So I'd pay her out her allowance minus that much. And yeah, that's like 4 weeks. So maybe 160 US dollars. 4 months, maybe 160 US dollars. And that's now 60 PIVX at whatever the price is. So 300 from keeping that part of her pay in PIVX. So she's pretty stoked when she found that out this morning. Kev said that profited well on Cardano and XRP earlier in the day. Yeah, nice work, Kev. It's going to be, should look at gas due to NEO next year. Yeah, I mean, gas and NEO tend to have a correlating relationship. That's not a stupid argument at all, Tim. So will that separate somewhat? I think it could. I think NEO could have better times than gas. I know that Wilkie's got a strategy just to continue to change his gas into NEO, and that way he uses the extra NEO to accumulate more gas, rinse and repeat, and just accumulate. So yeah. Mark G, Baby Junkie Love, I was looking at XVG being Verge, but didn't buy. Gone 2x quickly. As a privacy coin, it has gone up. No, it has been around a few years, rebranded from Dogecoin Dark. Thanks, Mark G. The other one that's done really well in the privacy coin market is Navcoin, and we were having a look at that for a long time, below $1. So it's done quite well. So I popped above the $2. Yeah, I think privacy coins are going to. Ooh, that sucks, baby, because I know you're a trader, but I also know you're bag holding a lot of it as well. So that's cool. You'll be fine, man. Long term, I think you're going to do fine. I can't give advice, but you know that. BB said mis-selling the PIVX spike by 98 Satoshis. It's always rough, but long term, who knows? Maybe you'll get a staking bonus and then you'll be like, yes, glad I got those PIVX in the wallet. At 2 cents, Mark G is going to throw an Ether at XVG. I've done well on Dash, XMR in the last month. Yeah, cool, man. So Mark G's done well playing the top of the market, and now he's looking for coins with perhaps different value propositions or to diversify his portfolio in the same area. So he's looking at PIVX, Mark. But yeah, it's a good strategy. I mean, you've made obviously very, very good money. Monero's done stupidly well, as has Dash. And what Mark's talking about there, you guys might say, well, why is he going to wait for it to get to 2 cents? Well, why doesn't he just buy it now? It's 1.8 cents. He can get it 10% cheaper. And what Mark realizes is that if something's going to act as a psychological resistance, it's going to be that round figure of 2 cents. So he'll wait to see if it clears that, I'm guessing, Mark. And then as it clears that, it can pick up momentum to the next psychological resistance, which at that point is honestly probably going to be 5 cents. If that all happens, you know, that's the way the market tends to factor in these moves. That's just my very, very, very rough estimate based on current trends of the crypto economy, which is big growth patterns. So we'll see what happens. But when a coin starts getting noticed like that, people do FOMO. And Verge has had substantial gains in the last 7 days. So yeah, Mark, I understand why you're waiting for 2 cents and see if it clears it, and then, all right, we're away. And if it doesn't clear it, okay, you might be able to pick it up at 1.5 cents or even cheaper. So I think that's a brilliant strategy. Pablo, g'day, how are you, man? Yeah, you should stake. If you, it depends, BB, if you're just trading like Wilkie used to, like Wilkie traded, Wilkie traded up his whole bag, pretty much his whole bag of PIVX from, I think he started with 400 or 600 and he traded it to 2,200. So the boy knows how to trade. And then he just chucked it all in a wallet and now he's staking it and earning staking rewards. So it depends on what you want to do. But Wilkie's strategy was to go hard early and he's done that. He feels like he's in a really comfortable position. And now he puts it in the old wallet and stakes away, and he got 3 staking bonuses within 2 days. So he was over the moon, especially with the price rise on PIVX. So yes, BB Junkie, you should stake if you're not trading it, man. There's no use just holding it on the exchange. Chuck it in a PIVX wallet, stake it. I sent some Como. Oh, maybe Komodo. Is that what you're trying to say there? I think it's just a missed D. Yeah, sent some Komodo to my Agama wallet, Windows wallet light version. Yeah, I heard that was opening up. How'd it go? Crypto Chronicus, was it smooth and work well? Need PIVX on Binance. How's that looking for PIVX? TNC, I'd have to speak with Brian. Snappy's coordinating a lot of that at the moment. As I said, we are in negotiations. That's all I can say at this stage. I haven't actually spoken to Brian for about a week. That's Snappy. Does a lot of the community work over at PIVX, and he's in negotiations with Binance at the moment. That's all I can say on that. I don't know how far it's progressed. Obviously, it would be a big win for us to be added to the exchange. It's becoming more and more popular, especially with the adding of the, the stop losses. Really cool. Crypto Chronicus has got PIVX staking now. Good to see Crypto Chronicus. Oh, really? You woke up and the coins were going no transaction history. Shows a different address for deposits. Shows no coins. Okay. Crypto Chronicus, we need to get in contact with the Komodo team and hopefully they can help us out. So I'm not sure if Komodo are on Slack or Discord or whatever, but if you get over to the Komodo homepage, they'll have the links to their social media sites and you'll be able to ask the question there of the developers, because I can't speak specifically for that wallet. I haven't tried it myself yet. BB Junkie, 2 cents, that big a barrier. It just broke 100 Satoshis, maybe a bigger one. That's actually, BB Junkie has made a really, really solid point. Okay, so you can find your resistance and support in both US dollars and Satoshi. And both are effective at times at finding support and resistance. So BB Junkie's asked the question, 2 cents, is it that big a barrier? It just broke the 100 Satoshi. Maybe that's a bigger one. And I just think that's a really valid point. Well done, BB Junkie. Any newer coins out there that you can buy a masternode and stake it? I can't afford a masternode of PIVX. Just imagine you could have gotten a masternode of Dash for eight grand a year ago, now 890K. I think it got as low, I think it was as low as 2 grand around that time. Maybe 18 months ago, it was 2 grand for a Dash masternode. Mark G. But Mark, you don't need, that's the thing, you don't need a whole masternode to stake on PIVX. You can stake 5 coins if you want to. Admittedly, rewards are not likely to be high at staking only 5 coins, but if you had a weekly strategy to put in $20 a week or something, you'd eventually have $1,000 worth of PIVX, and then you would have a much better chance of hitting those staking rewards. So you don't actually need a full masternode to stake it at PIVX. That's one of the advantages. And the seesaw algorithm we have actually sometimes benefits the stakers rather than the masternode holders. So sometimes we get and I say we because I'm not a masternode holder, for those of you interested. Not yet, working my way towards it. But yeah, sometimes we as the stakers get the higher percentages of the rewards. We have a seesaw algorithm designed on fairness, not to benefit the elite, the top few. So yeah, that's a pretty cool thing about PIVX. But yeah, there are some lower cost masternodes, definitely. Exclusive coin, I haven't checked its price in a while, but it was around the $2 mark. That's getting up there now. When I first found that, it was 50 cents. So it does take 5,000 coins for a masternode on exclusive coin. Look, if you really want to, it's one that's been around for a long time, actually. It's honestly, it's not one that I'd strongly recommend. It's a high risk gamble, but it's had several groups pick it up and pump it. Jao and I have been running the masternodes for ages. It takes 1,000 coins, and that's chain coin. And I can tell you that we get an average of 1.5 chain coin a day running the masternodes, and it currently costs 1,000 coins to run a masternode, and the price is around that 40 cents mark. So that's a $400 investment. But I got to tell you, I'm not super impressed with the amount of development being done on that I've seen recently. Last time I checked, which was admittedly 3 or 4 weeks ago, so maybe something massive has happened in the last 3 or 4 weeks. But there are a few out there. There is, I can't remember the name of the website, but there is a website that actually tells you all the coins that are proof of stake coins, and you can earn residual on. So yeah, newer coins. I'm trying to think of newer masternode coins. There are a few coming out with the proof of stake model at ICO. So I'd have to think. I can't think off the top of my head. Sorry, Mark G. KMD in Amaga, whatever it's pronounced, was there when oh, sorry, that was hold. Okay, come back to live chat. Noob question, but do you have to actively do something to stake PIVX, or is it just owning it enough to get staking rewards? No, Mark, you do have to do something, and that's a good question. So when you've downloaded the PIVX wallet, and like I've said, if you want to contact me, I can help you do that, give you a snapshot and talk you through doing it a little bit quicker. So we can do that, but what you need to do when your PIVX wallet, I've got mine here. I'm just going to get it onto send and receive because yeah. So what you need to do is you go up to you probably won't be able to see this, but top left up here. I'll just tell you, it's up at the top left, and you want to go to settings, and you want to go to unlock wallet, okay? And when you say unlock wallet, okay, I'm going to lock my wallet, and then I'm going to unlock it again. If you've just cost me a staking bonus within this 15 seconds that it's been locked, I'm going to be very angry, Mark. No, I'm just kidding. But okay, so I'm going to unlock the wallet. All right. Now, you see what happened is when I said settings up the top left and went unlock wallet. And when I did that, this box comes up and asks for my passphrase, which is, just kidding. And there's also a box here that you can tick for anonymity. I'm not going to try and use the word anonymity and staking only. So that's how I do it, because then people can't come in and just send PIVX off of your wallet. But you do need to have that wallet unlocked. I'm just going to unlock mine again now and show you what happens when that show you what happens when you do unlock it. So you can tell whether your wallet's unlocked. The little, okay, you wouldn't have seen that happen live, and I'll try and bring this up as close as I can. But the little, there's a little thing in the bottom right-hand corner of your PIVX wallet, and what happened is there's a lock there. You probably couldn't see that at all, right? Anyway, there's a lock there, and it shows it as unlocked, and then there's a green up arrow, and that goes from clear to green, and that says, okay, you are staking, eligible to win that staking reward for securing the PIVX network, and thank you for doing so. Yeah, so I don't know. I've had maybe, like I've been with PIVX for a few months, and guys, I don't have huge amounts of PIVX because what I do get in my budget, I've got to spend often for promotional stuff and Tanya's rental cars and bus trips to the Sunshine Coast for Gold Coast Bodybuilding Club, things like that. So, you know, I have to spend PIVX at times. So I don't have as big a bag as I would like, but my staking bonuses have been really worthwhile. Like I must have had, I don't know, 20, 30 staking bonuses in however long I've been there, 3-4 months. So that's pretty cool. Wilkie's had 3 in 2 days, so I'm angry because he's got a bigger bag than me, but here's what it is. Jealousy's a curse. I've still made very, very good money, especially on my own wages, which I chose to keep in PIVX, so that was good. No, the staking bonus is not a percentage of your stake, BB Junkie. That's a very good question. The staking bonus is set, so it's around 2 PIVX at the moment. That does fluctuate slightly depending on demand and usage and a few things that I don't understand. All the developers get that right with their with their algorithms and all that sort of stuff. That's not for me to worry about. But what I do understand is it's approximately 2 PIVX when you get a staking reward, and that can happen at any time, whether you're holding 1 PIVX or 5,000 PIVX, or 10,000 PIVX, which is a masternode. So the difference is that the more you hold in your wallet, the more often you're going to get a staking bonus. Think about it like every PIVX represents 1 lottery ticket, okay, to win 2 PIVX. Every PIVX, and eventually every single PIVX wins. So if you held 1 PIVX, yes, you would eventually get a staking bonus of 2 PIVX, so you would straight away triple your PIVX holding, and if the price had gone up, you'd do very well. But I think I did check it, and I think like the average person holding 1 PIVX would take something like 5 years to get the reward. And if you do want to know, there is a PIVX rewards calculator. You just jump on there and check it out. You type in the amount of PIVX that you would like to invest in, and if it's 20 or 50 or 1,000, depending on your level of investment, what you're comfortable with. But you can type that in and you can see the average number of days it's going to take you to hit your staking bonus. Average number of days gives you an estimate. And in my experience, the estimate has been on the low side, and I've actually hit more than the estimate. And the reason for that is because the number of people actually staking at any given time can fluctuate. And quite often people are keeping it on exchanges, as many of you are at the moment. So for everyone keeping it on an exchange, I'm earning your staking bonuses. Or for everyone not keeping their wallet open to actually secure the network, I'm earning those staking bonuses. So yeah, it's important. I think if you're going for a residual income coin, you're doing that for a reason. If you're going for a proof of stake model, it's important to stake it. That's my personal opinion. There are low-cost ways of doing that. Now, we're working on something at the moment, and it's not PIVX core developers, it's me and Xiao. But we're working on getting the PIVX wallet onto a Raspberry Pi. And that way we're going to have really low-cost way of staking, because Raspberry Pi uses very little electricity. We can sit in our house and it stays connected to 24/7 Wi-Fi and just keeps racking up those staking bonuses. So, you know, at a cost price of I don't know, $100 for the Pi plus some programming time and some development work, we can have a mini computer that does it all for us. So that's awesome. Komodo doesn't require you to stake per se. That's a good point, actually. I did read that in there. It was in their white paper, I'm pretty sure, Crypto Chronicles, that I read that, but that is a good point. So yeah, the average return that Crypto Chronicles is saying there, as we publicize at PIVX, is 3 to 5% per year. That's rough figures. Mine have actually been beyond that. PIVX 540 on Bittrex. Okay, so it's dipped back down to like 530 after the $6 though, because it ran up. It went so parabolic. I was just watching my account go, because I got some on the exchanges, as I always tell you guys. I try and maximize the amount I can get for the PIVX so that I can do the most with it in the real world to promote the crypto that we believe is best in the economy for transacting value. You're no longer bag holding. You suck. Go away, Crypto Chronicles. No, I'm joking, man. Everyone's got to make their own decisions. I'm not going to heckle someone who sells, unless it's Wilkie, and then I will heckle quite strongly. Let's have a look how the market is trending in this last little bit. I'm just going to do refreshes on my accounts. Hey, I haven't checked, you know what I haven't checked? DNA. DNA is encryption, but someone left a message on one of my videos and saying encryption is just killing it for me at the moment. So I want to go and have a look. The reason I don't keep an eye on it is because that one's, I don't even know where my coins are. I honestly don't. How irresponsible is that? But the advantage I have is that I haven't even moved them. I've got my certificate of purchase because I got in at ICO. And I haven't done anything since then. And I've got the CEO's direct email address because I did some publicity work over there when I was first getting into crypto. So I have the advantage of being able to just go and find those coins at any time. So I'm not really stressing about it. And I was always a long-term holder of encryption DNA. So let's see how it's gone today. Yep. 16.66%. No wonder that message was left, 54 cents. That's really strong growth. Let me check it out in the, where's it sitting? 252. Let me go back to view all. And just check it out. Because 252, I think, has grown quite significantly in the last 7 days. Let me just double check. Oh, now it's moved again. I have no idea where it is. Oh, I can't even find it now. Oh, there it was. Stupid scroll thing. Is this entertaining for you all, watching me scroll around my computer and not knowing what to do? Encryption, where are you? Somewhere in the 200s here. Here it is, 253. 52 cents, yeah. Guys, 266% in the last 7 days. Yes, stoked. You didn't know Walton Coin was staking until now? Yeah, a lot of the coins have moved to proof of stake models. Mark G. Investing.com, they have a list there. There are 50 tokens with masternodes. Okay, thanks, Mark. Good on you. More zebras. I don't know what that means. Hey, you know what I did here, though? I don't know if, again, I don't know if this is true or not. But apparently now are actually bringing out, I don't know, BB Junkie, I think it was you who dropped this on Discord. So can you please clarify whether you were mucking around and having a joke or whether this is serious news, that Neo are doing a, what was it? Hash puppies in response to Ethereum's Neo Kitties to prove that their network is more scalable and faster. Has anyone heard that rumor? Is that actually true? Oh, okay, gotcha. Zebras are the nickname for hockey referees here. Makes sense, they're black and white clothing. Leafs are tied 0-0 on the first. Go, Leafs go. Yeah, so BB Junkies just actually confirmed that, guys. So Neo are doing their first collectible, crypto collectible, in hash puppies. Will it be as successful as Crypto Kitties? I haven't even checked the Crypto Kitty market. Look, I haven't checked the Crypto Kitty market for a long time, but I was speaking to a friend about this, and I said, you know what? Stick with me on this. I was watching Crypto Investor, who's actually a really level-headed guy. So a lot of people get caught up and just want to shield the crap out of crypto. He takes a really level-headed approach to his investing. He's a crypto enthusiast, but he will call it a bubble when he sees it as well overbought. And that makes him unpopular in some people's eye, but I think he's really level-headed. And on one of his videos, he said, you know, Crypto Kitties have saved crypto. And he said, look, whether it lasts a day, a week, or whatever, this is the first game on blockchain that has just exploded. Like, has challenged a $40 billion or whatever it was network. And he said, whether it lasts a day, a week, a month, or whatever, it will go into the history books of crypto. Simple as that. It will be written about. And I thought about that further and further and further, and sort of 30 to 50 years down the track. And I thought, you know what? There's only going to be a certain amount of these Crypto Kitties bred. And if the breeding price stays the same, and I don't know whether that fluctuates with the cost of actual Ethereum, but I don't know that it does. So if Ethereum's one day a $30,000 coin or $40,000 coin, it costs a fortune to breed one single CryptoKitty. Perhaps 30 to 50 years in the future, the same way as obsolete currency, like the stuff that I sell, becomes collectible. Perhaps CryptoKitties will be a collector's item as an example of the first game on blockchain that really reached the masses. So I thought, for anyone who's actually bought a CryptoKitty, I may have been one of them. Maybe it's best just to hold of it. Hey, Joe. Is that Joe? Which Joe's that? Is that Joe? I can't. I don't know if that's Joe. Crypto Care Joe. Have you got 2 accounts? If you have, subscribe to me on both of them. Oh, by the way, I hit 50,000 views for all my videos. Now, I know that the big guys have 50,000 plus subscribers, but I thought that was a bit of a milestone worth celebrating. So I'll have a beer later in the backyard and a blow up inflatable pool, which I'm going to go and buy at Kmart probably. Crypto Chronicus likes Neo, says buy it while you can. I think it's got, look, if they come out with this heavy P, I said this yesterday before this was even announced, if this has just been announced, I said Neo should do something and they should move to do something quickly because they can prove to the masses coming in at this stage that they're more scalable than Ethereum, which is an interesting challenge set by Neo. So yeah, I said that yesterday. I think it's a good strategy. Yeah, like Doug's. Yeah, I love that movie. What's that one? Snatch? Is that Snatch? I didn't do the accent well. G'day, Doug. How are you? Yeah, we're going to skip quiet micropayments while people play. Hi. No, Joe in Vancouver. Okay. G'day, Joe in Vancouver. Oh, Vancouver. Well, you're not going to be a Leafs fan then, are you? Are you? No. I'm a Leafs fan. I haven't watched a game in a long time, but Mark G reminded me that I used to go for the Leafs when I was staying in Whistler. Okay. Fish net neutrality just got repealed in the States. Sorry, net neutrality, like neutral, just got repealed in the States. Would this affect the crypto space at all? Their main problem is with the sites that use a lot of broadband. I'm not familiar with the term, ROMSK. I must admit ignorance on that one, man. I'm going to have to do a little research to find out what's going on there. Thank you very much for the heads up. I've been out surfing since sunrise, so give me a break for not being completely on top of it other than the price moves this morning. But no, good comment, man. I'll have a look into it. Oh, you reckon I'll break 1,000 subs soon? I don't know. We'll see how we go. What do you reckon? If you had to predict 1,000 subs, Crypto Chronicus, you going for March? I'm sort of forecasting February, March. Do you reckon we can beat that? See how we go. Okay, all right. Bitcoin hockey arena in the works. I don't even know if you're being serious. Leafs fan, that's vulgar, sir. Oh no, I've started a fight between Joe and Mark G, and if you guys have watched hockey, they will fight. So we'll see how that goes. Keep a good distance between you two. Big Bitcoin logo in the middle of the rink. Are you being serious about that, Crypto Chronicus? That's pretty cool. Netflix loses. I don't understand what Netflix is about losing. Oh don't know. 1K subs by January, like end of January. All right, it's on. See if I can achieve that. Crypto Chronicus' prediction. You are serious about the ice rink. Wow, Bitcoin ice rink. That's amazing. Yeah, it's starting to find its way. It's definitely starting to find its way out there. So, you know, we'll just have to see how we go with scalability now. We're all working hard. Well, not so much me. I'm working to tell people what the developers are actually doing. The developers are the ones doing all the work, but you know, we're working hard to scale. So, and I'm sure that's the same in all cryptos. I'm not speaking for just PIVX. I'm speaking for the economy as a whole in that respect. Net neutrality, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, allowed all internet to be equal. Now providers can package sites. Imagine cable has packages for hockey or football. Okay, that's interesting. You're going to get to a game at Bitcoin Arena, you got to. Absolutely. Pay for the ticket in Bitcoin. 100%. There was a story here in Toronto a couple of months ago that warehouse laborers are asking to be paid in Bitcoin. Yeah. And Pablo said free market on the internet now. Yeah, that's it. I'm actually, guys, I think I'm going to try running my coin store because I haven't officially opened it yet. I think I'm going to try running my coin store 100% crypto, no fiat. My collectible coin store. So I figure I'm the dealer. Like I have the product that's being demanded. In this case, it is unique products. So if the collector wants it, they can pay in the currency I'm demanding, and I want crypto. So yeah, I'm thinking about doing 100% crypto. I think that would make it the first numismatic store in the world to be 100% crypto. So yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Jivanth, my partner in Malaysia, has been working hard on the website. It's a bit slow. That's what I've got to ask him because I don't know about computers. So if we have to pay for the speed to update, that's fine because it was too slow. So we're still working on the UI in that respect, but we'll be up and running soon. Net neutrality equals no blockchain, says BB Junkie. I don't know enough about computers to answer that question, man. So we'll have to, that could be what the market's responded to in this first hour of the Asian trade this morning. But I'll have to look into it. I can't make an informed decision without even, I only just heard the phrase for the first time in my life. So I'm going to have to do a bit more research to find out how that's going to affect things. The deal, which will go into effect starting December 27, will last for 3 years. As part of it, Saxo Bank Arena will be renamed. Cool. That's pretty crazy that they're renaming a bank arena with Bitcoin Arena. I was at FinTech event last Friday, and a representative of Kraken, I think he had had a few drinks. He was on a panel and said, the only reason exchanges exist is to steal your money. I do think that you're going to need to run fee-free exchanges to be competitive in the space. I think that's going to be the way forward because there are other ways to make money other than the trade fees. And for the exchanges that are going to be looking to have fees of any sort, they're going to have to provide exceptional customer service because that's what people, exceptional security, exceptional customer service. That's what people will pay for. They will. I will. I'll pay a trade fee if I'm getting exceptional customer service. No problem. Happy to create those jobs. But it will have to be exceptional. Otherwise, I'll just go decentralized exchanges and pay nothing. Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Crypto Chronicus about fitting being taken from a bank. It's a brilliant move, actually, by Bitcoin. I'm sure that was intentional. Mark G said, Kraken could steal my money if you could actually do a trade without 400 Cloudflare errors per hour. Soon to be 400 Gladius errors per hour. And that's got nothing to do with it. That's got nothing to do with Cloudflare, though, has it? It must be to do with the level of. I've learned a little bit more about DDoS attacks through Alex, so it must be something to do with the platform or the level that Kraken are using to prevent the DDoS attacks. Like Alex was explaining to us when he was talking about Gladius that there's different tiers available in the market, and he said one of the big problems in the current market is you'll jump from a $500 tier to a $5,000 tier, and there's nothing in between. And he said that's such a significant jump for medium and growing businesses to take all in one step. And so it's It's a 20-year-old kid who identifies this. Just run a very successful ICO along with his partners. It's a very real problem that he's identified, and a very clever solution. So, yeah, I'm hoping Gladius is soon more effective and more affordable, so groups like Kraken can allow you to trade without getting those DDoS errors, DDoS, prevention errors, Cloudflare errors. BB Junkie, my ISP already blocks throttles P2P, so I need to use a VPN to sync wallets. 6 months ago, I wouldn't have known what any part of that phrase meant, and now I know all of it. So I am learning. Yeah, I don't like that sort of attitude, Mark. Mark said that the representative of Kraken was laughing after commenting that the exchanges only exist to take money from the people. I mean, theoretically it is true, but why not say, no, well, what you're actually getting is brilliant customer service. We're there to fix your problems. We're there to help you. We're going to run free seminars on how to actually be successful in investing in crypto, not just panic selling FOMO. Like 90% of people do. So they can add value to their customers like that, and then their customers will be happy to pay for the service of that the exchange is providing. That's just my opinion. I think if you're going to ask for money, you got to provide a service, right? Because otherwise, we're already proving we can transact between ourselves, and the decentralized exchanges take that to another level where you can transact any coin to any coin pretty much with no fee at all. So yeah, I think the centralized exchanges will have a place provided they offer their customers something unique. Excellent customer service is going to be key. And I am available, by the way. Used to have 200. No, I'm not really. I got too much work on. None of the exchanges contact me. There's plenty of customer service experts out there. I bought more COB tokens, said Crypto Chronicus. So being Cobbin Hood, being one of the decentralized exchanges, Crypto Chronicus. So yeah, I think it's going to be a growing market again in 2018 within the crypto economy. It's very easy to do any amount of peer-to-peer fiat crypto transaction in Toronto. That's sweet, man. It's pretty easy in Oz as well. Did ya? I have an announcement to make. On top of the Gladius announcement, we now have another announcement to make. Crypto Chronicus got 3rd place in the Trader Legends competition on Cobbin Hood. Well done, man. That's awesome. You got paid for that, right? Well done. Kraken keeps saying they are upgrading their trading platform in early December. Isn't early December over? Yes, it is. Had to check the date. 15th today here in Australia. Ethos possibly doing a free exchange. Yep, that's cool. Formerly Bitcoins. Yeah, so the error is Krakens. Yeah, okay. Thanks for that. Mark was just clarifying that it is on Kraken's end, those errors that are coming up through Cloudflare. I wish I would have gotten into the Gladius ICO, but I had way too much going on when you all did the interview. Didn't have time to research soft sat that one out. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I get the gist of what you're saying there. Yeah, so no, we're stoked about Gladius. It's good to see it sell out. I mean, whenever you go through these actual DDoS attacks in place, or just the amount of traffic being overwhelming, you're seeing the value of a service like Cloudflare, right? And a service like Akamai. And Gladius is going to do it more efficiently, providing potentially even more an even more effective, long term, when we get the networks really strong with lots of people on there, perhaps even more effective than Cloudflare and Akamai, and much, much cheaper because they don't have the expenses that those two companies have. So that's a win for the companies who need DDoS protection. The other advantage of Gladius is it will actually allow you to access the home pages you need much quicker, based on some really smart geographical targeting of pools and where the websites will be sitting based on where they're most likely to be accessed. It's very, very clever stuff. Elastos ICO is also supposed to stop DDoS attacks. If the ICO is successful, it could hurt Gladius. TNC, I think that it further, I've never strayed from the whole competitive market theory that competitors in a market is actually a good thing. I was speaking to someone recently about a bar that they had opened up, and they were the first bar in this particular region, okay? And they were pretty busy. They were the only bar in the region. Then a second bar came into the region, and everyone said, oh, is it going to be, that's a problem for you, you know, you're going to get half your customers now. And that what actually happened is the district started to be known as a place in an area that didn't have a lot of party districts or anything like that. Well, this place now had 2 bars. This was the place to go now. And business went through the roof. So I think that Elastos doing the same sort of thing actually just further highlights the effectiveness of a blockchain solution to preventing DDoS attacks. And I think if anyone should be scared, it should be Akamai and Cloudflare, not necessarily Gladius. Gladius and Elastos will push each other to continue to develop the best forms of the technology. They can both succeed. They can both succeed in parallel. That market does have to come from somewhere, and that would come from the old traditional way of providing it through a central authority who spends a fortune on excessive amounts of bandwidth in a place that they can direct the malicious traffic through. But it's a much greater expense than using unused resources of the public, unused digital resources of the public. So no, I don't think it can hurt Gladius, man. I think it can only help it because it actually further highlights the need for it and the need for a blockchain solution in this industry. So thanks for the question, man. I think it's a good one, interesting one. And I could certainly be wrong on that. Everyone's asking Mark G to join Crypto Wave Investment Crew. He said he will, so that's good. I don't know what you get 10,000 of tokens of, but 10,000 tokens of anything sounds exciting. Well done, Crypto Chronicus. Hit BTC limping along this evening, licking its wounds after DDoS. Yeah, see, there's a real need for it. There's a real need for a more effective solution. And mainly more an efficient solution, because when you're someone like, you know, an emerging exchange that has to consider these things, and you're going, okay, can we afford a package that's going to cost us $500 a month, or do we have to go to the $5,000 package a month, and it's right on the borderline? More often than not, you're going to look to cut that cost and go to the major expense when you have to. But that's the way not necessarily the way I operate in business, but a way that a lot of traditional business thinkers think. They don't think proactively, so they wait for the problem to arise and then they fix it, which I've always seen as really, really backward and really, really expensive. But honestly, most of the old school business people I work with, that's the way they do things. So perhaps it's been the same with the exchanges. Kev, I'm going to have to do some research, bro. Kev's asked me about net neutrality versus Bitcoin. I have to do some research, man. I've only just learnt the term in the last hour. HitB, okay, COP tokens, holding in there, $100. Bittrex also had DDoS today. Wilkie comes in and screams Gladius straight on the end of us talking about DDoS attacks. Wait, Wilkie, read some of the chat before you came into the convo, man. Everyone's talking about how many of these exchanges and that are suffering from DDoS attacks because of the significant volumes. I'm just saying, like, Gladius have come in with a solution right at the right time. It's not surprising the ICO sold out. Hey, Wilkie, there is another one doing it. The guys have just let me know. So they are going to have a competitor. I've just explained why I think that's actually probably a good thing. Shaquille, no, I personally don't think so, not without further announcements. Shaquille's asked me, and welcome, Shaquille, good to see you. Shaquille said, do you think Ripple will go higher in the next few weeks? No, but I can be wrong. It's stupid growth pattern. It's what we call parabolic, and I don't think it can without further announcements, but there's been no further announcements on, like significant announcements on Bitcoin, Ethereum, that I can think of that's driven their recent price action. Like the fork for Ethereum was all announced ages ago. So the run up should have happened already, not during the event. So it's been incredible. When Bitcoin, you know, SegWit still hasn't been fully integrated. Lightning Network, I guess, had successful tests, so that's one thing. Litecoin certainly had the advantage of being added onto Steam, which can justify some of the run up, showing further real world acceptance on the biggest video gaming platform. So I think without further news, it would be unreasonable for it to push higher, but it certainly can, because this market just grows and grows and grows with unreasonable growth patterns. I think Wilkie will agree. This is the most volatile and probably lucrative market he's ever invested in. So yeah, can it keep going? Absolutely, it can. Would I be buying in now? Nope. Because I don't, philosophically, I'm trying to get away from helping the banks anyway. So Ripple doesn't make sense to me. It does make sense from an investor's point of view, though. I think it's a good project. I think you might be able to see that cheaper prices than today on the back of the parabolic growth, unless more news comes out that will solidify the growth and perhaps boost it even higher. But I can be completely wrong. These things have crazy growth patterns. So please make your own decisions. Only my personal opinion. Kev said, I sold 90% XRP for BTC. I'm not going to wait for a dip. I think that's probably the best, Kev. Gladius has fish plugging it. Gladius will win. Yes. Super influential, the fish in the crypto economy. Hey, I tell you what, the subs are growing. Thank you guys for subscribing too. It's given me a massive head, which is awesome. It's good to be able to hold that arrogance over Wilkie. Let's have a look how the market's trending. So when we sort of joined in, it was around the 519.8 billion, obviously. Just having a look. Looks like further retracements in the last hour in the altcoins, at least the top of the market. It's a pretty red hour, guys. So Asia has woken up and decided to take profit by the looks of this. Pretty heavy profit taking in the altcoin market. Bitcoin's been quite strong. So for those of you who managed to get it's still pretty green over the last 24 hours. It's just the last hour is still trending in a downward fashion. So there's been some profit taking through Asia. You know that the moves in this economy are traditionally fairly quick. So it can dip and go booming back up as everyone looks for just a little bit cheaper price on their altcoins and they buy it up. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, we've got going into the weekend, a lot of school holidays starting to happen, people breaking up from work, that sort of thing. Is that going to increase, decrease money into the economy? Spending patterns worldwide with Christmas coming up going to affect the amount of money that can actually be put into investments. It's an interesting space. I mean, the institutional money tends not to invest at all during these periods. Go home and spend their millions that they've made all year by shifting money around. So, yeah, I don't know. It could be a quiet time for the economy, possibly. You might get some bargains towards, people are taking some money to spend on Christmas. And like I said, I just think it all adds up to maybe a slight downward trend, possibly. I don't know. Could be wrong. I've never seen anything so bullish. I've never seen a market this bullish in all my life. It's been incredible. I wasn't involved in .com investing, so I understand that was pretty crazy as well. But this is the biggest I've seen for sure. Oh, okay, yeah. So is that what happens? Is that why we asked for it? See, I don't know any of this. BB Junkie said, thumbs up, guys. Help with search optimization and more subscriptions for fish. Yeah, please do that. And thumb down if you disagree with everything and you hate the look of my face. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. See, just came up as new subscriber, Dave Purebred. Good on you, Dave. All right. All the chatter about XRP was that that it couldn't go to $1 because its market cap would be too big. I held back. XRP moon 3x and dragged XLM 6x along with it. Yeah. Yes and no. I don't know that XLM was necessarily affected by XRP per se, specifically. I hadn't heard about a partnership between the two. Or is there? Maybe there is. Maybe I missed something there. But yeah, it's all about market caps. It's about working out the market cap and then dividing that by the coin supply, and that's what prices you can get to. So, what can a currency be worth? It depends on what sort of valuation you think a company can reach. I'm going to show you how to do that today. All right, because I'll make a couple of videos today. One's to help a guy who's asked me for a bit of a favor. One of the viewers came in and said, "Look, I don't really understand this part of trading on Binance. Can you help us out?" So I'm going to do a step-by-step trading instruction, like a really step-by-step trading instruction on Binance. And yeah, the other thing I'll do is actually I'll value from a business perspective based on its turnover at the moment, which we can look up on CoinMarketCap through its volumes. So we know its turnover, we know roughly what its percentages are in terms of their trade fees. So we can tell what their gross profit is and estimate their operating costs. We also know those operating costs have been heavily covered by coins paying to get on that site. So I can use all that and come up with a 4 to 6 year forecast for their profit and value the business accordingly. It'll take a little bit of math, but I'm happy to have a look at it. And that's where we can actually get a price for the current, the current price of the Binance coin and what it should be. So we'll have a look at that today. I would say fun. I do kind of enjoy it, so it'll be fun for me to do. I like doing a little bit of maths. How geeky is that? I hated it at school, funnily enough. What's the main reason for all the coins blowing up this month? Shaquille, I think it's a pattern that I know that you're fairly new in this space. So for those of us who have been in for maybe 6 months, it's a pattern that I've seen happen at least 4 or 5 times, where there's a big flow of money into mainly Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, mainly driven through Coinbase, which is probably the most popular fiat, or at least one of the most popular fiats in the Western world, to exchange into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So usually the money does flow into those 3 coins first. And then what I find happens is people making, during that flow, especially if they got in early on it, they're making 5% a day. It just keeps going up and up and up and up and up. And then it starts to level out. And by this time they maybe found out about Bitcoin. So they start seeing Ethereum and Litecoin on Coinbase. As one of my friends told me last night, his colleague at work told him, I just bought some Litcoin. Litcoin is what he called it. He doesn't even know what it is. He just bought it. Okay? So this is what is happening in the economy. And you got to be careful of parabolics being led by moves that aren't necessarily well researched like that. So yeah, just keep that in perspective. But yeah, so after people see the money sort of stop going so high, they've already said, oh, what's Ethereum? Maybe some of them actually got onto YouTube or done some research. And then they'll find someone who's talking about Ethereum and another altcoin, and they'll go, oh, there's another one, and another one, and another one. And then they find their way into the crypto economy with thousands of choices. So I think that flow of money, that pattern of money into the top of the market, middle of the market, and onto the lower market cap coins, I've seen it happen at least 3 or 4 times that I can think of. So it just seems to be a pattern that repeats. I'd call it crypto discovery. I'd say that's the psychological pattern we're seeing played out in the markets. Okay, so you think about your own pattern of discovery into crypto, and most of you will have started with one of those top 3 coins. I'm fairly confident. Not all of you, but most of you. And so therefore, your own path of discovery into crypto is going to be replicated by the masses. Okay, which is why I've never said Bitcoin's a bad buy. I personally think it's overbought for the stage of development until we get those, until we get the RSK contracts, Lightning Network, SegWit properly integrated, everything that's going to scale it for the masses. Until we actually get that, I think it's overpurchased. But it doesn't mean I think it's a bad buy, because I just know the flood of money tends to run through Bitcoin first, because it still is primarily the thing being reported about. Like the news stations that are actually starting to run stories on crypto, they're still not even really using the word crypto. They're saying Bitcoin, and I have to take that into account. Whether I think there's better versions of blockchain technology in the economy or not is irrelevant. I've got to be aware that the heavy marketing is now coming free from the mass media outlets who want to report on this news. So that's a big advantage that Bitcoin's still going to hold for a long time. I've just heard myself say Bitcoin 4 times in the last 5 minutes. So I have to be realistic about that mass mentality effect as well. It's a good question, Shaquille. Really good question. Gave me a good chance to have a rant. Seb Fox is in. Mohammed, we've got one we're looking at, bro. If you want to come and have a look, it's one that I like at the moment. I can't call it the best, but it's one I'm certainly prepared to invest in. We're sort of just preparing ourselves. So everyone, what happens in our Discord group, Mohammed, join up, man. The Discord group description link is in the description. So if you just join up over there, we've got an ICO. We've got some ICOs listed down the side that we have invested in already, and we're just keeping them open to discuss those. One of them was Gladius. And the other one we still haven't invested in yet. It's currently going at ICO, so I don't mention it in case it's going to sell out like Gladius just did. But we're raising funds for that now to get into like a bonus. As a group, we'd get a bigger bonus if we invest together. So if you want to have a look at one that's really, really interesting, Singapore-based project, I think primarily in Singapore anyway. But yeah, just go into our Discord group, go down to the left-hand side, and it's the last ICO that's listed. The other two are already gone. I invested in one, the group invested in the other. So they're already gone, but the third ICO we're still looking at. So yeah, you can catch up with the chat and see the way we do things. I think the ICO market might get stronger in 2018 though. A lot of people have been were bearish on it for a while, but now we're seeing gains like we've had at IDOP Substratum, like Icon. Icon's going to be if the futures market's indicating correct prices for that, I think it's 20x, 25x from ICO. I can't even remember. It is huge money for us. So yeah, I think the ICO, with stories like that getting out, I don't think the ICO market's dead and buried yet. Plus, like SEC came out in US and like it was all pretty favorable towards ICOs, what they were talking about, which confuses me about the most recent news about the internet, the way the internet would be used, somewhat restricting the use of Bitcoin or cryptos in general. Yeah, it's a really interesting. I think I agree, Seb Fox. Seb Fox said when Bitcoin paused, people were looking for something else to make gains, and so the money flowed into the top alts. It tends to happen. Seems BTC was in a falling wedge, just broken out. Thank you, BB Junkie. I thought XRP and XLM were completely separate in terms of management, except I've heard XLM is an XRP fork. Okay. Yeah, actually, I had heard that as well. Stellar Lumens is a XRP fork. I'm pretty sure that's right. I had heard that as well, Seb Fox. So yeah, I can understand that correlating effect. So by that respect, PIVX should close the gap with Dash over the next 6 months, is what you're saying. IOTA only 30 cents from the Fibonacci buy level. Where did I call it at? I called it at $3, didn't I? Because I said 1 to 5, back to 3. Yeah, I'll stack in if it gets to that $3 level. I've got a little bit of extra capital at the moment, so just sitting there in BTC from stuff that I've had run-ups on, and Ether from my Ether and BTC trading. So that's my trading, BTC and Ether, not my bag, BTC and Ether. Two different categories of BTC and Ether in my strategy. So yeah, I think I might look at IOTA again today. If it hits $3, I think that could act as support. It could crash to $1 as well. So please make your own decisions. It was a ginormous run up on what is untested technology. And I've told you right now, I feel like it's a coin flip. It's either going to be successful and moon, or it's going to crash and die and you'll lose everything. And that's the level of investment I'm going in on it. So I'd suggest the same. Don't put your house on this one. Mark G, guys, don't put your house on anything. Guys, ETH is 130 since last year, Dash 100x, and you can think of other examples. BTC may be 100K by December 2018, which is only 6x. What are we looking at now that will be 50 to 100x in 2018? Well, I can tell you one that has been predicted by Ethercept is Verge. He thinks it'll go to $1 or higher per coin. I still think that's a big call, but we'll see what happens. By the way, Mark, do you want to know what PIVX growth is in the last 12 months? Last time I checked, it was 560x in the last 12 months. That might have changed a little bit now. I can't remember exactly when the first run-up started, but 560 times your money in 12 months. So, yeah. Hopefully we can do that again this year. 5x, that's cute. Yeah, I know, Wilkie, you like to make some big gains. Wilkie, the big whale. You can't complain though, Wilkie. You've done well, man. You owe me a beer at least. Come over and buy me a beer tonight. Good call. I'm going to check you out and go and wait for Wilkie to buy me a beer. Thanks for joining in for the Crypto Wave Investment Crew conversation today. Guys, we'll have a look at some more coins soon. I did, the Q-Link team was originally going to be coming on today. They did get busy with their ICO currently in process. Susan said, can we push it back Saturday, Sunday? I said, yeah, absolutely. Here to work around you. Obviously, I'm not going to interrupt the ICO process of something I've invested in. So we will, they're still coming on the show, really excited about it. Susan complimented me on my rapping ability, which I thought was very generous. So yeah, still excited about that. We're just pushing back the date at the moment. So I will give you a date to be confirmed on the Q-Link team coming on for that chat. And thanks for your patience on that one. Guys, thanks for tuning in for the chat. Wilkie, I'll see you later when you're buying me a beer. And we'll catch you tomorrow for another Crypto Wave Investment Crew discussion and report. Catch you later, fish out.